Hey there, this is Paleontologizing. I'm Danny Anduza.
And this is the Query Cage, where I answer questions from you, the viewers.
Alright, so Mark also asked, how could they determine how big the Megalodon was if it was a water dweller? Like, where would you find their remains? Ooh, so this is a question about Carcharocles Megalodon, which is a giant shark, think maybe like a great white on steroids, which went extinct about 2.5 million years ago. So there are a couple of interesting points in Mark's question. First off, why do we even have fossil remains of an ocean animal if we usually dig up fossils on land? Well, fossils of sea megalodon have been found in places like California, South Africa, Japan, Argentina, Australia, all over the world. And those fossils are often found on land. You see, when sea megalodon was alive, sea levels were a bit higher than they are today, and many of these areas were covered with seawater. This is especially true of places like Florida, where there are a lot of fossil shark teeth that get found, including megalodon teeth.
That's because, until fairly recently, Florida was mostly underwater.
And even today, most of the state is only about 15 feet above sea level. Now, regardless of whether or not you personally accept the scientific consensus about global warming, you really can't deny that low-lying cities like Miami are already starting to get swamped by rising sea levels. All the evidence tells us that if we don't do something soon to fight global warming, then we're going to lose a lot of Florida in the next couple hundred years. And the whole world could end up looking a lot more like it did back when Megalodon was swimming around. But let's get to the second part of the question. How do we really know how big Carcharocles Megalodon really was? Well, the real answer is, we don't really know. Now, I don't work on sharks, so hopefully I don't butcher this. But you see, one of the weird things about sharks is that their skeletons are mostly made of cartilage, and cartilage is usually pretty bad at fossilizing. Nearly all of the fossils we have of Megalodon are some vertebrae and a lot of teeth. Near as I can tell, it's usually the teeth that get used for estimating how big the shark was.
Estimates vary pretty widely, ranging from about 10 meters, or about 35 feet, all the way up to 30 meters, or close to 100 feet long. The truth is probably somewhere in between there.
The assumption being that if it had big honkin' teeth, then it probably had big honkin' everything else too. Now, as somebody who doesn't actually work on sharks, I've often wondered, is that really a safe assumption to make? I mean, what if Megalodon just had comically large teeth? Maybe the way to finally solve this mystery is just to find a really good vertebral series in association with a bunch of good teeth. That way we can finally know how big this animal was without any of the guesswork. Somebody's going to do that someday, and maybe it'll be some young, bright person watching this video right now.